Is it hard?
Yeah.
Just takes practice, but the grasses are perfect.
It's going sideways.
You've got to do them both at the exact same time. That's it. Yay! Woo! Good morning. So we are just about, where are we going? We're going for a walk to the next village, aren't we? And then going to have go to the cafe and to the park. So it rains. It's meant to rain this afternoon, isn't it? So it's 10 a.m. Later, yeah. Remember later when we get back and you can show Grandma.
Mine and Alfie's teeth.
We're just looking at teeth and stuff at the minute. And can we see this way?
Yeah. The bloody one's Alfie's.
I'll turn the camera around in a sec. Ted and Alfie both lost a tooth on the same evening.
In the same place.
Yeah.
In the same place.
Last weekend, but they've saved it until Granny gets back off holiday, and she's just come back, hasn't she? So she's come to visit us today. So we're going out with Grandma. You wanted to show Grandma, didn't you?
Yeah.
Your tooth before you give it to the tooth fairy. So I'm going to show you those now before we head off.
I want to quickly change socks, guys.
Alfie, did you have a nice birthday yesterday?
Oh my god, yeah, guys.
Like,
oh my god.
We didn't get back from the meal until about, was it about 10:30? Yeah, so we went straight to sleep, didn't you?
I want to change my socks. You know when you fall, I'm just like really tired.
So we're going to go before this rain, but I'll quickly show you the
I'm going
teeth.
to change my socks.
These are the boys' teeth. We've kept them safe in Mummy's unicorn tub, haven't we, all week? So Ted's is the clean one and Alfie's is the more bloody one.
Because I don't want
So we can leave them for the tooth fairy tonight, can't we? Go and quick show Granny then, and then we need to go. Nice. Alfie, is it nice?
Yeah.
Millie. Yum yum. And we're caught out in the rain again, aren't we? Look, sheltering. Sheltering.
Only shelter in the park, except for this is the only shelter in the park except for one
We
place
found a bit of shelter.
in the place.
And this place comes with scooter holders.
Oh, it does.
Wait,
Oh God, it's really windy.
It is a paddle I found before it drenched.
So I just rang Lee and he's coming to get us, but the rain has just stopped now and Mum's like, we could have risked it. We could have risked it. Who was the one who was saying, oh, me hair, as soon as it started raining, was Mum. And now because it stopped, she's saying, we could have risked it. So Lee's on the way to get us, but the kids are just having a quick go on the pub. Yay!
Hey! Your hands out, mate, in case you fall, alright? Boy.
Oh no.
It's alright, just go backwards.
Well done, Alf.
That's awesome.
I know how to ride a cycle.
So we've had a lovely day with Mum. It's now 4 in the afternoon. Had a nice catch up with her when we got back from the calf. Had a lovely time in the calf. Quick go on the park, and then it started to rain. So as you saw, Lee came and rescued us, and we got home fairly dry. Alfie's finally been out on his hoverboard today. We bought him one and we opened it yesterday, and we realised we had to charge it. It's totally mine and Lee's fault because we didn't charge it before we wrapped it up for him, and I thought I was being super organised this year. I got all the presents wrapped 3 weeks ago, ordered the hoverboard a month or so ago, and then something still doesn't quite work out. Never mind. So we put it on charge yesterday morning. He waited 4 hours and then he went to go on it and it wouldn't turn on. So on our travels yesterday we had to go and exchange it from Argos and pick up a new one. And then this morning, Lee charged it then last night, and this morning it's working. So when we got back from the calf, Alfie's been out on his hoverboard and he's so good on it, it just comes naturally to him, makes it look so easy. And yeah, he had lots of fun on that. So me and Lee are about to take Alfie out for some lunch or some dinner and pudding. We do that every year on their birthday. Normally it's the day before. We like to just go with the birthday child, spend some one-on-one, make them feel special. When we were at the calf earlier, the lady who owns it came over and she said, I just want to say, your children are so lovely. She goes, they genuinely are really, really lovely children, the way they're sitting and chatting. And it made me feel so proud. I quite often actually get people stopping and saying how lovely the children are, but it always makes me feel so proud because we I do such a hard job of trying to make sure they've got such a great bond, and that they're polite, but that they're happy and that they're themselves. So when someone notices that, it's a nice feeling. And I'm obviously proud of them all the time, but when other people notice, it's really nice. And I find as a parent, it's tiring, it's rewarding to see how they progress, but no one actually really very often says, well done, you're doing a brilliant job, or here's a pay rise, or a bonus, or a Christmas party. You don't really get anything for being a parent other than obviously the love from your children and watching them grow, which is obviously the best thing, the best gift you can have. But it's just nice to be recognised sometimes. So yeah, I thought I'd share that with you. She was a lovely lady, a lovely little calf in the next village, and yeah, she was really positive and complimentary towards the children, and she chatted to them for quite a while. And when I said, yeah, they're homeschooled, she said, I did wonder if they were homeschooled. And I think sometimes without the influence of children at school and trying to fit in with peer pressure and just trying to be something they're not, can sometimes lead to negative behaviour, or they pick up on behaviour from school and other children and bring it home, and it all becomes a bit of them. And I think when your children are homeschooled, they lose that influence and they can really just be themselves. And I think it's a really positive thing anyway. They can find out who they are, and they don't have the influence of other children as much. They obviously still do socialise, but it's not in the same way, and it's not as intense as a school classroom and a school playground. So yeah, that was a lovely bit of positivity for today. We are currently just about to go out now. I'm going to stop talking because Alfie and Lee are both waiting for me downstairs, and we will speak to you again later. How's your first Subway, Alfie?
Oh my god, so rubbish.
What you got?
Meatball with sweet corn, ketchup and cheese, so nice. And tomatoes. Oh my god. So nice.
Alfie, what you got? Is it nice?
Yeah.
Mummy's has got cookie dough and ice cream. Daddy is waiting patiently. Good evening, everybody. It is just gone 9:15 in the evening. I have just put Millie down, done her bedtime story, and she is fast asleep. I have this lovely pile of laundry. I've just been sorting out some of the laundry, so I'm going to put that away now. Just put a fresh load of laundry onto the air as the weather has been rainy most of the day, so struggle to get stuff dry this time of year, and we don't have a tumble dryer. Got no space in our kitchen for one, so I just have to make do. So anyway, I'm going to put that away, and then I'm going into the boys to give them a kiss and to put them down to bed, put them down to sleep, should I say, for the night. And we've just been out for Alfie's birthday celebrations, me and Lee and Alfie. It's lovely to actually spend time with just the one of them. Sounds really silly, but it's something we make sure we do every year on their birthday. Obviously throughout the year we try and have one-on-one, but it doesn't always happen that often. But we like to make sure on their birthday, like I said, either before or just after, that we go out and we spend that time and concentrate just on that one child and just to listen to them. And there's things this evening that I picked up on with Alfie where I can see he's getting a bit worked up, and I think maybe sometimes when I've got all three of them I don't necessarily always see that. So it's made me think a bit about, I need to watch out a bit more for that, rather than waiting until he just not gets a handful, that's the wrong word, and I wouldn't change any of it at all, but just gets, I suppose, a bit upset and a bit angry and takes himself off. And I think actually I could probably avoid that even more by spotting some of the things I spotted today by having that one-on-one with him. We went to the ice cream place and there was a little child there who was crying, and I could notice Alfie was getting quieter and quieter, whereas I might not necessarily have noticed that when I have all three of them, because one of them is talking at me and I don't always necessarily know which one of them it is, or notice that one of them has been particularly quiet. That's just what it's like when you've got the three kids, right? And I suppose in a class of 30 it's even harder for the teacher, and I appreciated that, and I said that is the reason why we've homeschooling because I'm much more likely to spot it, although I don't feel like I do enough. I suppose that as a parent you're always feeling guilty about something, and it's good to always try and improve yourself, and as a parent you're always thinking I could have done that differently. But I noticed just having the one-on-one with him tonight that he was getting not as chatty. There was a child there that was screaming in the ice cream place, and it was quite intense where we were sitting, and she's actually having a tantrum right next to on the floor next to our table. And then there was a fly, a zapper, I don't know what it's called, which when a fly flies into it, it zaps it and kills it. That went off in a big, not a massive zap, but a big zap, and that happened a couple of times. And I could just notice Alfie was getting more and more I suppose agitated but he doesn't show it in a certain way. He just goes quiet. I've noticed he just goes quiet, which is what happened at school, and it's why school didn't pick up on it, and why he then came home and was the way he was when he was in school. So we noticed, and I said to him, "Are you okay?" And he looked at me and he said, just shook his head, and I said, "Do you want to move tables?" And he went, "Yeah." And so we moved to a much quieter place, away from the fly zapper and away from the child, and then he was fine. Give a couple of minutes and he was chatting again, and he'd forgot all about it. So yeah, I really like to have that one-on-one, because you pick up on things, or just get to catch up with them and find out what it is they want to talk to you about, and just listen to one child is something that's so important when you've got multiple children, and it's so important to make that time. So I put my arm down for a second, it's super aching. So yeah, it was lovely anyway to have that time with him. Came back and my mum and stepdad were playing in the front. They were playing Mario Kart on the Wii U. We haven't had it set up for ages, but I went and sorted the batteries and the controllers out the other day, ready for Alfie's party on Sunday, and the kids have been playing it non-stop since I sorted it out. And when I got back, we pressed the doorbell and no one came. They were so engrossed, you know what grandparents are like, so engrossed with the game they were playing and trying to really concentrate on keeping up really with Ted and Millie. So they were playing that when we got back, so it was nice to see they'd had a nice time. They've just gone now, and like I say, I've just bathed Alfie, got Millie to bed, and I'm about to do this laundry, put the boys to bed, and then just catch up on the last few bits before I go to bed myself. Lee is downstairs editing a video, and then tomorrow we've got a super busy day. Sort the house, organise the house a bit, make Alfie another birthday cake. I have strict instructions on the sort of birthday cake he wants for his party on Sunday. He wants a Harry Potter Lego rainbow cake. So I've got that to do tomorrow. Start prepping some of the party food, and also nip to probably Aldi, I think, to get party food for his party on Sunday. So we've got a super busy day tomorrow, so I'm going to hopefully try and get a fairly early night tonight. Sort the kids and washing now, and I just want to say thank you again for watching. I do hope you find these videos useful, as when we started home education there wasn't much information out there. UK, there was lots of American, but the UK we've struggled to find many other families that do it, and I know it's become much more popular now. So I do hope that you guys find our videos a little bit useful, and please subscribe and like and leave a comment down below if you do, and we will see you all again in the morning. Good night, guys.